All right, good afternoon, folks. Thank you for joining us live here on YouTube and Twitter. I am Robert Lee, and we are here broadcasting the MacNSeitz 14U baseball team. Today playing at the USSSA event. It's a grade 8 out of the Capitol Federal Sports Complex of Liberty. I tell you what, it's quite a contrast in the weather from last night to today. Today is day number 2 in pool play, and last night not a competitive matchup, and so we expect to see a little bit more of a matchup today. Playing the complete athlete out of Minnesota, so we welcome them and all their folks and all their fans as well. If you've joined us here, please give us a like or a comment out on our YouTube feed, and we'll respond accordingly. But it's a long trip. Hope you guys traveled safely down, and looking forward to a good tournament here. I saw that you guys won earlier this morning, and so both teams so far 1-0 in the tournament. Again, this is pool play, so working to establish what our bracket seeding will be for tomorrow. Quite a contrast in the weather. Beautiful night last night. Just cool temperatures and just perfect atmosphere. No wind. Best type of environment that you can think of. And out here on the Capitol Federal Sports Complex, we've got a turf infield, beautiful grass outfield, and all that. I would say that the one contrast from yesterday to today, we're on a different field. This is the brass rail field and the pitching mounds. Oh, my goodness, the kind of bane of my existence, and certainly I think that of a lot of the pitchers here in this 14U type of event. But these are the types of mounds that are just not what you would expect for a 14U event. And so, you're looking at a standard high school pitching type mound for, a 10-inch rise and stuff like that. But this is just barely a tiny bump. The guys don't finish out actually on the mound. They actually finish out on flat turf. And so if I had one critique on the field, that would be it. But we got a scoreboard live out here in the outfield, and you see our boys actually, let me switch the picture here for you. You see our boys out here getting a little warm-up in. Let me go over today's lineup for you. So today, a couple of changes. We've got a couple of guys missing for various reasons. Missing Odie Saxon, notably playing high school ball this year. So he's a very young freshman in high school, but during his high school play, not allowed to play for other teams and club teams. And so we'll be missing him today. Arlo Mai with a lower back injury, and nothing that's like significantly serious, like nothing that we need to worry about his health and safety, but certainly, a lot of discomfort there, and you've got to use your whole core when you're doing things like athletics and baseball in particular, just swinging a bat, and that's something that, we're going to miss. Arlo, obviously, great competitor, strong fielder over at third base, and a good bat, so we'll be missing him today. And then Harrison Perkins, also noticeably out of the lineup today. So we'll be eager to get all three of those guys back into our lineup, hopefully sooner rather than later. But let's go over our starting lineup today. So batting and the leadoff is Reed Eckert, number 8. So number 3, Ryder Votaw, Logan Peterson, number 35, and then batting cleanup, Jacob Larson, number 17. Number 5, Paul McClenny, number 44, and then number 6, Austin Strength, number 36. Number 7, Tucker Lee, number 27. He'll be starting out on the hill for us today. And then number 8, Brooks Carr, number 5. And in the 9 and 10 holes, Evan Book and Grant Kelly, respectively. So that is our starting lineup today. I've got a lineup here from Complete Athlete. They're on top of everything. They look like they're really well prepared. We're here early for their warm-ups. And so I'll quickly go over their lineup as well. I don't know these guys as well, so obviously if I'm mispronouncing their names, I do apologize. But starting off and leading off for them is Mike Resendez, followed by Ben Slag, TJ Wrench, Lucas Lindgren, Tristan Morin, Troy Bowman, Nate Bradley, Mason Koski, Nathan Tassos, I'm not sure. I know I butchered that one. I apologize, Nathan. And then looks like Emma Julkowski. You guys are challenging my reading ability here. I'll tell you what, Caden Oslowski, and then Whiting, and then rounding out their lineup with 13 players, Caden Klungseth. So eager to get this thing started. Looks like they are having the coaches meeting out here at home plate. So the umpires and officials going over kind of their expectations, how they plan to and intend to call the game, and just giving some good sportsmanship. So everything ends with a good handshake and wishing each other a luck, and then we'll be getting going. Did you see if we drew home or away? No. Okay.
I moved over to this side because the pole is blocking my view. So can we swap that guy over here? If you want me to still change cameras, and if not, and you don't want me to do anything, then
All right. So we got here early as well. I know our MacNSeitz boys were definitely warming up here early. The weather, notably, probably 30 degrees cooler today than yesterday, and color commentary saying no, but I checked the weather, the weather, and so you're wrong.
It wasn't 87 degrees yesterday, sir.
And at any rate, so again, just somebody petulantly arguing with me online.
Hi, did you get it? Okay, so let's go here.
All right, looks like we are all set here, folks. Looks like MacNSeitz drew the away tag for this particular game as the Complete Athlete team takes the field. Be interested to see, we talk about this a lot here in tournament play where there's so much strategy, in particular in pool play and how you approach bracket play. Who are you going to throw? How are you going to save arms? And have your strongest competitors, your best guys out there on the hill. What's your lineup looking like? Making those adjustments for the guys who seem to be really streaming and hitting the ball really well, and all that. So it'll be interesting to see. And obviously, I'm familiar with this team out of Minnesota. I will say that they let me pull that up here real quick. I do believe. Oh, nope. Oh, I thought it was in there. I don't know. Maybe I have to change it then. I thought it was them. Because it locks me out of certain things. So I apologize, folks. So we have a scoring overlay that you may be seeing up here on your screen, and we have some player cards. And so I had made a comment in our stream from last night that we needed a couple of numbers updated. So changing numbers from fall to springtime here. And so just a quick question about that. looking at the tournament from last night, and so I want to address this kind of early. You know, I think there may be a number of teams involved in this tournament that kind of were looking at MacNSeitz negatively last night. We won 34-0 against the Base Invaders, and I got to tell you, I appreciate the sentiment because everybody wants to have good sportsmanship. After the first inning, 16-0, clearly the Base Invaders were well outmatched and probably playing at the wrong level, and that kind of thing. But our players were instructed to swing at every pitch, and they were no longer allowed to steal and things like that. And so we were just trying to get through the game. They couldn't call it. According to USSSA rules, the earliest a game can be called is after 3 innings with a margin of 15 or more. And so that did happen. But all set to go here. And leading off again is Reed Eckert. So 2 balls to start. And I'll tell you, Reed, coming into this tournament, we've only played 1 tournament. So it's still here early spring, and obviously with the cooler weather, you can kind of tell that. But batting .333 for the season, if you'll call it that. So just 3 games. And I got to tell you, last night, I just throw all those stats out because that's just such an outlier. So we get a fastball for a strike down the pipe. Looked a little bit high, but you know, oftentimes you'll see different strike zones. So we'll settle in here and see where the home plate umpire's zone tends to be. So definitely some control issues here early. And Reed earning a 3-1 count. Pitch from the stretch. And finds a strike there. So pitcher battles back. That's number 35, TJ Wrench, on the mound for the complete athlete. And Reed, in the same fashion as last night's event, earns a leadoff walk, and that'll put us in good position. Reed with good speed. We'll see if he challenges the complete athlete and the pitching and catching duo. Pitch steps off the back of the rubber, wanting to keep the base runner honest. So up at the plate now, number 3, Ryder Vota. Takes another pitch outside for ball number 2 as the catcher jumps up looking as if he's going to do a back pick. Holds that throw. Runner goes. Throw goes down. It's going to be close. And Reed is up safely. So nice throw by catch. Looked like he's got plenty of arm to get that ball there. Good pop time. And, I think Reed just had a particularly good jump right there. So good on him, and now a 3-0 count to Vota. And a strike 2 call. Vota, thinking that one was outside, was headed down to first base with a walk, but as it stands, now full count. Foul ball out of play. And Wrench not looking bad on the hill right there. Looking good mechanics and good flow and moderate speed here. Let's see where his speed comes in at here on this next pitch. I haven't been paying too close attention. And that one comes in 67 miles an hour, but unfortunately for the complete athlete, that's ball 4. And so 2 batters, 2 walks, nobody down, and still top of the first. That's going to bring up number 35, Logan Peterson. Ball outside. Got to say, looking at the field and just, player positions and whatnot, center field is particularly very shallow. And when you got a kid the size of Peterson and his capability, you look at, hey, are we going to find an opportunity there? But Wrench still struggling to find the zone consistently. And Peterson at this point with nothing to hit. So 3 pitches and 3 balls, and you can see the frustration on Wrench's face. So conservative leads out there on the base pass. No attempt to go at this point. And another walk. So 3 batters, 3 walks, and it looks like Complete Athlete coaching staff going to take a little mound visit here. Well, I tell you what, while they're in this mound visit, I'll take a quick opportunity here to talk about our platinum sponsor for the 2023 baseball season. These are the good folks at Van Horn Land and Cattle, a family-owned and operated farm in Kansas, and you can check them out on Facebook. They're big on community, and we are big on them for supporting local youth athletics. Their donation supports these young men training and playing America's pastime. So a huge shout-out to everyone at Van Horn Land and Cattle. Thank you guys so much for your donations. So mound visit now complete, and Jacob Larson stepping into the box. Ball outside to start. Looking at these opportunities, and when you see a mound visit come, you want to see maybe some difference. High fly ball, this one right side. This should be a can of corn. And they do. They haul that one in for an out. Reed does tag, and he's coming into first or to home. And then Ryder Votaw actually advances as well. So a sac fly for Larson, and MacNSeitz up on the board here early. That will leave runners on the corners now, first and second. Larson with good speed over at first, and that's going to put Paul McClenny on the plate. Runner goes, and a strike call. Larson makes it out to second uncontested. Pop up, this one is going to be out of play. And so now an 0-2 count. And this is something I've seen, I think, for the first time. We just started watching Paul McClenny here in fall, and led almost every statistical category for us on the offensive side. And so here early spring, maybe not quite the same performance execution here early, but we know that Paul has it within him, and he's just got to find that groove. But getting down here early in the count has been kind of the name of the game. Nice line drive. This one's going to be left side, and that will be good for an RBI single. So just as I talk about Paul maybe not being as strong as he was, comes up with a nice hit and an RBI right there. They ask so much, and Paul McClenny is our catcher, our primary catcher, and, we ask so much of those catchers. They work so hard behind the dish, going left and right and digging those balls and controlling the pitching staff and all that. So he does such a great job. So good to see some success there at the plate. That brings up number 3-6, Austin Strength. Ball high, and Wrench continuing to struggle. That ball bounces away off the edge of the catcher's glove, and runners do advance. So some heads-up base running by MacNSeitz right there. And a 2-0 contest. Talking about Austin Strength, there wasn't anybody that hit as well as he did in that first tournament. Batting .600, a couple RBIs, runs, and a couple walks. Just one walk, but did end up with the stolen base. So he continued to hit well last night, and I'm not going to talk about last night's game significantly because, again, I do believe that one was a bit of an outlier with a team that was, well unmatched. A nice off speed right there for strike 2. So I'm not sure if I saw Wrench pitch that just yet, but that one had nice action on it and looked like he had good control with it too. Definitely thrown for a strike. And that'll be ball number 4. And the bases once again are loaded. This time now for number 27, Tucker Lee. So Lee with a couple RBIs, 3 runs, and a couple walks, and 3 stolen bases in the first tournament. And strike call there. Ball high, and Wrench continuing to struggle pounding that zone. I'm not sure what's going on here with our pocket radar. Keeps pausing on me. Ball inside, and now a 2-1 count. So Tucker, the first left-handed bat in the lineup for MacNSeitz today. Fly ball, this one's going to be right side, but well out of play. And that'll even up the count now, 2-2. So he really turned on that one. He's going to have to sit just a bit longer and in order to get that one back in between the lines. And a hit by pitch. Tucker takes it like a man, and that'll be one more on the board for MacNSeitz. So a 3-0 count, and now that's number 5, Brooks Carr at the plate.
Is it still not working? Oh, no.
That one down in the dirt, and then an errant throw back to back to pitch rather, and no movement on the base paths. That ball well inside. So bases loaded, just one down. That was back earlier in the inning with Logan Peterson on a sac fly, RBI. And Brooks with nothing to hit just so far. So a little bit of conversation between him and third base coach. 3-0 count. And the control woes continue for Wrench as another run is walked home. That's going to now make it 4-0, just one down, and bringing up number 11, Evan Book, to the plate. Ball high. Now Evan not doing a great job at the plate in the first tournament, but fortunately he did get a couple of nice hits last night, and that I think is going to get him going here today. Puts this one into play. This is going to be over to third base, and he throws over to second for out number 2, and Evan Book doing his job, doing a great job, and getting an RBI there. So 2 down now, and 5-0 is the score. And that's going to bring number 15, Grant Kelly, to the plate. So Grant not able to join us in that first tournament, but is with us last night and then again here today, swing and a miss on that first pitch. So good to have him out here. Oh, what's going on here? That shows me that I need to look at this lineup. That should be Grant Kelly. Well, doggone it. I must have done something wrong with my overlay there. My apologies, folks. And a swing and a miss. That's going to be strikeout for Grant Kelly. And that'll end the half inning, but not before MacNSeitz goes up 5-0 here early in this contest. So now what we have to do, and what I'm eager to see is are our boys going to get back to their characteristically strong fielding efforts that we saw so often in fall of last year? And so obviously with some guys out of the lineup, we see some differences and changes, but good fielders all around. But I'll tell you, this last tournament, and that was the April Fool's Blast down in Lee Summit, Missouri, and that was just that in particular that last game. But really throughout the tournament, we had a number of errors, and so not having the opportunity to even practice outdoors prior to that tournament, that really shouldn't have been a huge surprise. So frustrating, although it may have been. And so starting for MacNSeitz today, we got number 27. That's Tucker Lee. He'll be out on the hill, and he's going to be thrown to Paul McClinney, helping us out behind the dish. Jacob Larson starting for us at third. Ryder Vota at short. Looks like Austin Strength at second, and then Logan Peterson at first. Evan Book in right field. Reed Eckert in center. Actually, let me take a look here. I don't know if that's his center. Yeah, center field. And then out in left field is going to be Brooks Carr. So first three up for the complete athlete. Leading off for them, Mike Resendez, followed by Ben Slag, and then the pitcher, TJ Wrench. So you got to think that, a little frustrating, but sometimes, he's able to make it through that inning, and every now and then you can really kind of dial it in and stuff. And so I don't know if this pocket radar is right, but that warm-up pitch came in at 83 miles an hour. So Tucker Lee happens to be my son, and which is why I'm out here broadcasting live and calling all this. Has good action on his slider, and we'll throw that pretty confidently regardless of what the count might be. Has struggled with times with some of his control, but tends to be one of our higher velocity guys. From what I've seen in most of his pitching lessons and things like that, he's been sitting somewhere in the mid-70s. Although the first contest, he pitched again in another cold game, much colder than this one, though, and really kind of struggled with a few things. He actually didn't have any earned runs, which was fantastic in the innings that he did pitch. But again, with all those fielding errors, there were a number of runs that were put up on the board. He had a couple of strikeouts and struggling on his warm-up here a little bit. So we'll see what he comes up with. I know that one of the things that he talks about quite often through his lessons and whatnot are these tiny mounds at some of these ball fields. And he looked at the field last night, which has a full high school type mound, and he was pretty excited. Starts off with a nice strike right there. And so today, unfortunately, on a different field, and we drew a field that has one of these tiny little mounds. And so we'll see how he performs here. Ball in play, this one over right side, so 2 pitches and 1 out. And some good efficiency there. That's really the key to getting further and deeper into your innings pitched and deeper into a game is having some good pitch efficiency, finding the zone when you need to, and getting some ground balls and some easy outs. So Paul doing a good job keeping that pitch in front of him. And so that's number 9, Ben Slag, for complete athlete up at the plate. he sits on a nice slider right there and has a nice stroke for a single. So disciplined hitter, had no real hitch in his swing or anything like that. He sat on that and almost as if he was expecting the slider. And nice little stroke for the left-handed bat. And that's going to bring up TJ Wrench to the plate. And Tucker starts off with a nice strike right there. So conservative lead over there at first. And getting slagged down there in the count early, 0-2, 0-2, and that foul ball back kind of messed with my pocket radar, but my wonderful wife going over there to fix it. Oh, maybe not. Foul ball. Oh, undo. And so Tucker finding the zone pretty consistently here early. Let's see if he can keep that going. Ben Slag with a good at-bat right here, fouling off a number of pitches. That slider bounces off Paul's glove, and as a pass ball, runner does advance. So I think it looked to me as if Tucker was trying to get the batter to chase that one outside, as it started on the outside of the plate and then slid to the outside. And he overthrows there. That's going to be ball one. And a changeup, that one inside, now a 2-2 count. And a swing and a miss. That's going to be strikeout number one for Tucker Lee, and MacNSeitz with two down here. Runner on second base. And that's going to bring up number 15, Lucas Lindgren, for the complete athlete. As he looks back over to his third base coach, taking a sign, indicating, hey, swing away. Ryder Votaw working the runner. And Tucker puts that one down in the dirt. Oh, and a hit by pitch. That one getting away from him. That'll put Lindgren out on first base. So MacNSeitz out to an early lead here. Obviously, all intentions on trying to keep that lead. Two runners now on, two down. Runner goes, and just absolutely no reason for that throw. Paul McClenny with an errant throw down to third on a steal, and a run will score on an error. So again, MacNSeitz continuing to have things pop up. But let's see if these kids can get it dialed in here. There was such a significant jump. Tucker Lee was really not doing a good job of holding that runner on second. Had a huge jump. Paul had no chance of making that throw, and threw it anyway, and unfortunately it was off to the right side. So as Jacob Larson was moving towards the base, the ball was actually going in the opposite direction. And so 2 pitches, 2 strikes. That one coming in, 71 miles an hour. And a strike 3 call. That's strikeout number 2 for Tucker Lee. That one on his slider. So Paul McClenny doing a good job setting up on the outside. And Tucker throwing towards the middle of the plate as that slid across to the outside corner. And MacNSeitz is able to hold on to the lead. Unfortunately, a throwing error does put one on the board, and that's going to be a 5-1 score. So definitely still a close game here. In 14U, you can see big swings from one half inning to the next. But a nice job done there by the boys. Peterson handling a ground ball over there at first off of 2 pitches. And so we saw some good efficiency there early, but Tucker started getting a little bit higher in the pitch counts there as the inning kind of wore on. Looked like he was a little inconsistent. So some balls down in the ground, kind of maybe some adrenaline going and maybe overthrowing a bit. But pretty amazing for us to go through our first half inning, and we actually start our second inning at the top of the lineup with Reed Eckert again out at the plate. Complete Athlete sticking with Wrench out there on the hill. And, again, like I said, he's got a good delivery. Got a good delivery, good mechanics, and, I think he throws with, pretty decent control typically. You just never know what is vexing a pitcher when they're up on the hill and struggling with some of their control. But he starts this inning off with a ball high and in. Reed with a big hack there. That fouls that one back. So seeing the ball well. Reed batting .333 coming into this tournament, the Great 8, playing again at Capital Federal Sports Complex in Liberty, Missouri. And he takes a ball high. Folks, if you are joining us on YouTube, we do appreciate it. And if you are, do me a quick favor and hit a like on our video. Definitely helps our algorithm out a little bit. You'll see in the lower right-hand corner our sponsors that help us out with a lot of our training and tournament fees. And so we like to give them a shout-out, and that helps us out quite a bit. Reed pops this one up in the infield, and the pitcher's able to handle that on his own for out number 1. So settling in here, and we'll see how. And Votaw takes that one high for ball number 1. Votaw, one of those guys seeing the ball well here in early spring, batting .400 coming into the contest. On base percentage is .667. So stands to reason he's up here higher in the lineup, doing a good job of getting on base. A couple of RBIs to his name and a couple runs to his credit. 2 stolen bases and one of the faster plus runners I think that we've got on the team. And so 3 pitches, 3 balls, and Wrench a little frustrated with that one, feeling like as if it was over the outside corner. Got to say, the home plate umpire has been pretty consistent with his strike zone. So, that's something that the boys will just have to get adjusted to. And there's ball 4. So that'll put 1 on, and Jacob Larson coming up. His first at-bat had a sac fly for an RBI. Logan Peterson. Did I say Jacob? Those two are interchangeable. They must be identical twins. Nice back pick attempt by Complete Athlete, but Ryder Votaw, pretty skilled out there on the base paths, makes his way back safely. So good arm out there behind the dish. We'll see if Ryder is able to challenge it. And another back pick attempt over there. I don't know if Ryder was supposed to be on a steal right there, as Peterson took that ball right down the plate. Doesn't typically do that. He's kind of more of a free swinger. Ball down, now 1-1 count. I'm sorry, 2-1 count. So Wrench, I think, doing a good job holding the runner. changing up his delivery sequence and timing on a nice little slide step there. And Ryder keeps getting a bigger and bigger lead. Ketch keeps attempting to do that back pick, but all to no avail. Now 3-1 count to Peterson. And a strike call as Wrench battles back to a full count. Ryder with a good lead out there first. Ball high, and that'll put 2 on for MacNSeitz here in top of the second. That will now bring up Jacob Larson. I tell you what, he's been seeing the ball well here in early spring, batting .500 coming into the tourney. And his OPS, which that's a combination of your on-base percentage and your slugging percentage, at 1.278. So I will tell you, it's that's a good metric to really look at, and it looks like Complete Athlete has maybe seen enough from Wrench. Yes, indeed, they have, and it looks like they are going to be making a pitching adjustment right here.
So, question from the audience, sir. What's slugging percentage mean? What is that? Do you know?
It's with runners in.
Sorry, I just thought maybe you would know right off the top. I'll look it up. I'll Google it.
I love the Peanut Factory coming in, sharpshooting me. And now she's done. I ran her off. Slugging percentage represents the total number of bases a player records per an at-bat. So unlike the on-base percentage, the slugging percentage deals basically it's only with hits and does not include walks and hit by pitches in its equation. So what it really does is it shows you are they swinging and making contact, putting that ball in play, how many bases are they getting per an at-bat. And so again, that OPS combining the on-base percentage, which does include walks, hit by pitches, and then the slugging percentage, which does not, and then that is what you do to get to your OPS. And so again, Jacob Larson, number 17, up here at the plate. Takes the ball outside. That caroms off the catcher, and MacNSeitz again doing a good job out there on the base paths, advancing. I tell you, Jacob Larson's got a good swing here, been pretty disciplined, but what I really like about, he has a swing and a miss right there. What I like about watching Larson is he's not really up there looking for a walk. So it's not that he's not disciplined, but he's really looking to put that ball in play, and I think stands to reason why he's batting in the position that he is here today, which of course is that cleanup position. So, off speed, coming outside. Good movement in action on that ball. I'm wanting to say that one was a slider, not a curveball. But that's a 3-1 count now. So just one out. Runners needing to hold if anything's in the air. Jacob swings away, and that's the pitch that you really want to be able to go after. So he knew it, he saw it, just couldn't get the bat on at that time. And so pitch now. Battling back to a full count. And a quality at-bat there by Larson as he fouls that one back, getting a little deeper into it. I failed to mention, and I do apologize, we were talking about a number of other things, but that is number 22 for Complete Athlete out there on the bump. Looks like his name is A.J. Whiting. Oh, Larson chases an ill-advised one for strikeout. And we're always a little susceptible to that when we're trying to protect the plate. But that's going to be 2 down. A couple of runners on. That brings up Paul McClenny, who had a really nice stroke in his first at-bat to left field for an RBI. I tell you what, that's the second hit, almost textbook the exact same as a hit he had against the TS Storm in our first game of the season. as he takes a strike on the outside corner for a 1-1 count. So he's got a good level, compact swing. I feel like the bat path in particular is really good. He gets a hold of this one. It's going to be over the left fielder's head. Oh, yeah, that's going to the fence. One run comes across. Runners are rolling, and Larson comes across home plate, and that's a 2 RBI double for McClenny. My goodness, folks. So once again, doing too much here. I messed up the overlay. My goodness. And I mentioned it earlier in the first inning that I felt like Complete Athlete was playing awfully shallow in the outfield. And certainly they got burned right there on that one. MacNSeitz gets a courtesy runner for McClenny, who is our catcher. That'll help speed up the game, let him get his equipment back on. And Austin Strength, man, he wanted that one. He fouled it off to the right-hand side and kind of gives a little hop as if to say, like, man, I just missed it. Love seeing the energy and enthusiasm, the excitement of the game when these guys are playing well and doing well. That ball well high for ball number 1. I need to adjust some of the fouls that one back almost in the exact same spot. Almost as if he's not getting his backside around quite quick enough there. But I tell you what, nothing I'd want to change with what he's been doing here lately, though. So leading the team with that 600 average coming into this tourney. Attempt on a curveball right there. Stays high, kind of didn't break when Whiting was hoping it would. This one a wild pitch. No chance for the catch to get a glove on that one. That'll bring us to a full count. I didn't get our runs on the board after that exciting double, 2 RBI double by McClenny, but score is now 7-1. That one's well outside. And I tell you what, McClenny did a good job. So that's one of those things that you kind of call it's a delayed steal. And so he has a good lead, a couple of hops after the release of the pitch, and then if the players are not really paying close attention, you can get a fantastic jump and get down. That's exactly what he did. You're right. It was not McClenny. It was McClenny. Yeah, there's a courtesy runner, but that was Jacob who's courtesy running for McClenny. But fantastic job on the delayed on the delayed steal there. And so that's number 27, Tucker Lee, at the plate, looking to help himself out, as he is the pitcher of record at the moment. Runner goes. Throw comes down, and I don't think that they thought he was. Oh, but the tag is errant. And I tell you what, Austin Strength with a piece of luck right there. But you know what? Also good base running too, because as he was stealing, you saw that he was sliding his left hand and his entire body to the right side of the bag away from the tag. And good job. High fly ball. This one left field. And that one is handled. That's going to do it for us here in top of the second. But not before MacNSeitz adds to that breathing room, now 7-1. And the Complete Athlete going to be looking to regroup and try to get something going offensively here in this game. But you have to look at it. We're here in the early going. So just now, bottom of the second. right, folks, here we are, bottom of the second. And Tucker starts off with a strike and a fastball outside corner. Ooh, comes back inside and starts off 0-2. So tries to get him to chase on a slider right there. Maybe a little too predictable. But that one definitely high spin rate on it, but did not make it all the way to the plate. Swing and a miss. So 4 pitches and another strikeout. Strikeout number 3 on the day for Tucker Lee. And looking well in control so far here. That brings up number 32, Nate Bradley, for the complete athlete. And Tucker starts off with another strike right there. You know, I talk about it probably too much and maybe irritatingly so, but that first pitch strike being such a huge statistical advantage. And Tucker is just rolling right now. So it looks like he kind of settled in, had maybe a little bit of adrenaline going in that first inning, but that pitch coming in at just 69 miles an hour. That one here at 72. So now a 1-2 count. But good pitch efficiency on that first batter. Oh, yeah. Another fastball, another strikeout, and that is strikeout number 4 for Tuck. That one coming in 71 miles an hour. So, you know, I talked to him about the strategy. He watches a ton of videos online about some of the guys in the bigs. You know, some folks like that have quite a bit of YouTube content, guys like Trevor Bauer, who've just been such a dominant MLB type of career. And as we talk about pitch count strategy, this ball goes into play over to third base, and that's going to be out number 3. So MacNSeitz boys really doing a fantastic job. And Jacob Larson with a really nice glove and making that look routine as possible. And really, truly as it should be. So good work right there, making quick work of that half inning. That's going to take us out to top of the third. I'll take here just another quick moment to talk about one of our silver sponsors for this season. That's the team out at Village Pediatrics. Specializing in comprehensive services for children from birth through adolescence, they continue their support and care of the community through their services, and then also here by supporting the young men at MacNSeitz. So if you're looking for a pediatrician, and, you know, obviously we're playing athletics right here, kids tend to get hurt, they get aches and pains and things like that, and so it's always nice to have good physicians that you can trust, that understand your family and the things that they do, and that team out there at Village Pediatrics can definitely do that for you. So we'd recommend you check them out. That's Village Pediatrics, where children come first. So definitely some good energy coming from the MacNSeitz dugout right now. They got some music bumping back here and a lot of smiles, and guys just looking loose, right? Looking loose and comfortable, and there's really nothing more that you can ask for. You know, when you get tight, you tend to make errors, you tend to make mistakes, and you're not performing at your optimal level. And so right now, guys looking loose and hoping that we can make quick work of the complete athlete here in this game. All right, guys, we are all set to go here. Top of the third, and number 5, Brooks Carr, is up at the plate. Pop fly. This one's going to be handled by shortstop, and that'll be out number 1. So 1 pitch and 1 pop-up. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on here. Brooks Carr had the out. Oh no. Looks like my scoring. And Evan Book pops out almost to the exact same spot. And shortstop not even really having to move much. So it looks like I'm getting some internet issues here, and my sideline overlay not working for me. We'll get that back up and running, but until then, the video is live, and we are still up and running. That's Grant Kelly out at the plate. Let's see here. Pop fly, right side, and looks like that one will get out of play. So I'm not sure if we're having an issue with our Sideline HD servers or whatnot, but I'm not able to get their page uploaded. So that is my overlay software. I'm not going to stress on it too much here, as Kelly showing some good discipline and not chasing that one outside. Count now 2-2. I have to close that out. Oh, and a strikeout call on Kelly right there. Kelly not too happy with that call, but boys still enjoy a 7-1 lead here. So it'll be interesting to see what the coaching strategy will be regarding the pitching and the pitch count. What is his pitch count at? And so I got my wife Delana looking up the pitch count for Tucker. And so again, we talked about the strategy and what comes with it. Tucker pitching 27 pitches. So, you know, if he's going to pitch somewhere in that 40 to 50 range, you know, he might be good for, you know, 1 or maybe 2 innings if there's good pitch efficiency and bracket play. But I know I watch his pitch count pretty closely, and obviously, you know, just looking at that, so good pitch efficiency, 18 strikes on 27 pitches. So still have not been able to get, oh, looks okay, here we go. Yep, man, I tell you what, I don't know what happened with the servers over there on our scoring overlay, but nonetheless, I got that working, and so I'm going to cruise through here and that'll bring us to bottom of the third, right? So pitcher Tucker Lee still pitching out there on the mound. Oh, throws that one, and he buzzes the tower as number 2, Nathan, for the complete game, or complete athlete rather, having to duck out of the way with quickness. Ooh, missing that one there, and so 2 pitches, 2 balls. Oh, I don't know where that one was at. That's 3-0 count, and that's the first time Tucker's seen that count today. I think he really wanted that one, and I can't tell. I got to tell you, I can't blame him on that. As he overthrows and has his first walk of the day. Now we get to see where does Tucker Lee end up with his mental mindset, right? So having good success up to this point and then walking. So stepping off the rubber there and trying to keep that runner honest over at first. Paul McClenny not been tested behind the disc just yet. And a close back pick out there. But another pitch and another ball by Tuck, so that's 5 pitches and 5 balls. There's going to be a shot over here at third. Nope, and throws not quite on the mark, but McClenny does a good job hustling back off of a bad pitch from Lee. Gets to the ball quickly, and unfortunately the throw down to third doesn't quite make it to where we want it. And so that puts a runner in good scoring position for the complete athlete, and nobody down here in bottom of the third. Tucker having yet to throw a strike here in the third inning. So I could tell after he missed a couple of close pitches in that first at-bat, just mentally just kind of getting to him. So needing to battle back and find that zone. There it is right there. So important for a skill. You're never going to get all the pitches you think you should get. And so important for you to just be able to dial it back in. That pass ball and runner advances over to second, uncontested. So there, I like to see that energy there. So Tucker Lee coming back and running back to the mound, getting back on it and trying to get into a groove here. Oh! So he's got to adjust where he's at. He's got to find that zone and where the home plate umpire's calling him, and he finds it there. So too many people complain about pitch calls and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, it's the pitcher's responsibility to find the zone and where the umpire is calling those strikes, and they have to find that. And so a 2-2 count here. Tucker still looking for that, and MacNSeitz still looking for their first out here and top of the third. And a strike 3 call. That's number 5 on the day. And I tell you what, that was a great slider. Good control, nice spin, really tight. Little pop-up over to short. Ryder Vota hauls that one in and then just quickly steps on second for doubling that one off. And Lee getting out of an otherwise tough inning. So a really nice play by Vota there to back him off or double off that runner. So still a 7-1 contest here, and that's going to take us to top of the fourth as MacNSeitz will look to add a little margin and breathing room to their lead right now, which is 6. Complete athlete, as I'm taking a look, as I'm taking a look at the complete athlete team, and I tell you what, they don't seem to have good energy. They're not hustling out to their positions as they did here earlier in the game, and understandable to feel a little dejected and stuff, but there's still some baseball to be played here, guys. And so I think that's one of these things that as you have your foot on the gas, you don't want to let up if you're MacNSeitz. So let's see if we can take advantage here in this top half of the inning and put some more runs up. Also, don't forget, this is pool play, so we are still trying to look for the best seeding that we can get for bracket play, which starts tomorrow. So this is a 3-game guaranteed tournament. USSSA, again, playing at the Capital Federal Sports Complex in Liberty, Missouri. And MacNSeitz earning a number 1 seed into bracket play in the April Fool's Blast here earlier in the month, looking to see if there's any possibility that they're going to be able to do that once again here. I will tell you that it comes first based off of wins and losses, then it's based off of runs allowed. And so far this tournament, we've only allowed 1 run. So then after that, then it comes to run differential. And so right now we definitely maxed out our run differential in that first game.
And I would like to share a social post on our live feed. Evelyn Chapman says she's watching from their river cruise in France on their way to Paris, and that is awesome.
Well, we appreciate them joining us here, and hopefully they're having a little bit better weather than what we're having here today. But all in all, for spring baseball, this is not terrible, as the wind does seem to be picking up just a little bit. We now have number 8 Reed Eckert up at the plate. So once again, another inning, and starting with our leadoff hitter for the lineup. Yeah, and I'm off on my overlay here just a little bit. So 2-1 count. Reed will be followed by Vota and then Peterson. And a strike call there. Now 2-2 count. Swinging away, fouls that one back. Let's see if we can get a better view here. And the picture looks awfully dark right there. I think I need to lighten that up a bit. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? Okay. I'll just leave it alone then. Nope, that one's a little dark. There we go. That one's looking a little better now. All right, a full count. We'll see what Reed Eckert can do with it here. No chance at that one, as it was down in the dirt, and Reed with another walk. So continuing to find ways to make his way on base, and MacNSeitz once again has a lead-off batter make his way on base. Ryder Votal will be looking to move him around. Pitch throws over to first for a pickoff attempt, and trying to keep Reed honest over there at first. Good lead, nothing outlandish. And that ball down in the dirt. Runner goes. Ball gets away from catch, and Reed rounds second base. So Votal now on a 1-1 count. Ball high. So A.J. Whiting, the pitcher for the complete athlete, up on the hill. A nice little off speed there, missing just outside. Had good action on that ball. And Votal showing some good discipline, not chasing anything outside the zone. And strike call there. That is now going to be a full count. Ryder, fly ball. This one's right side. It'll probably be out of play. And he's able to make the catch. Reed Eckert doing a nice job tagging up. And so while Vota not able to get on, he is able to help advance that runner over into a better scoring position. That's going to bring up number 3-5, Logan Peterson, to the plate. Just one down for MacNSeitz here. Big swing and a miss right there. Peterson with an RBI on the day. Takes a big, deep breath, steps back in the box, pounds the plate, and is all set to go. Whiting going back to that off speed. Well outside, down in the dirt. And hitting that same spot again. That last pitch coming in 60 miles an hour. And so not higher up on the velocity spectrum, but definitely I'm seeing a lot of movement on his pitches. And that's kind of that proverbial thing that we continue to see. Call strike there on Peterson. We'll now make it a 2-2 count. Oh, big swing and a miss. And Peterson goes down swinging. Not a happy look on his face as he goes back to the dugout. And you're going to see that with any competitor. Nobody likes to strike out. But I tell you what, at least he had that back going. Always frustrating when you go down looking. Hard hit ball. This one's going to get through the infield. Left side there. And Jacob Larson continuing his strong hitting ways. That'll be good for an RBI single. And so MacNSeitz improving the score 8-1 now. High fly ball, catch and third base going for it. And they're not able to bring that one in. So Paul, with a piece of luck right there, will live to swing another day. Looks like he's going to take a quick momentary break here to tie his shoes as he intends to put this ball in play and make his way around the base paths. McClenny with a big 2 RBI double in his last at-bat. And, man, he strokes this one. He gets all of it. And that one does. That is a home run. Paul McClenny going yard here at Brass Rail Field at the Capital Federal Sports Complex in Liberty, Missouri. I mean, he just absolutely cranked that one. It was a no-doubter. I knew it was deep, but, man, that's the first one of the season, and, man, the boys are pumped on that one. Could not find a better stroke. Holy cow. Man, oh, man, and if that's not worth a little horn, man, I don't know what is. Oh, my goodness, he got a hold of that. And so now number 3-6, Austin Strength, takes his turn in the box. And taking his first 2 pitches each for a ball. Got to give some credit here to A.J. Whiting, man. He honestly doesn't look perturbed by it and just continue to be back up there on the hill and still throwing. One of those things that in baseball, if you're a pitcher, at some point in time, somebody's going to go yard on you. And, you know, how you respond to that it will really tell you a lot about who you are as a pitcher and if you can continue to pitch as you progress in level of play in club baseball to high school and college and beyond. And I tell you what, AJ doing a good job just continuing to throw there. Battles back on this one, now has a 2-2 count on Austin Strength. So Austin Fallon quite a lot back today here on the right side. And a close eye there. My apologies, I was behind on the count, and Austin draws a walk right there. Talk about on-base percentage. Austin's coming into this with 667, so good chance for him to get on base. This ball gets away from him, and Strength doesn't make any attempt to make his way over to second. Kind of surprised on that. So 2 down out here in top of the 4th. Tucker Lee now at the plate, still the pitcher of record right now. I don't know if we will see him here in bottom of the 4th or not. I expect that we might. Runner goes. And Lee takes that one, more than likely on the take as the steal was on. And Lee strokes that one. That one is way deep. That is going to be an extra base hit. Run will come across. Lee's heading over to second, and he is up for an RBI double. Man, oh man. And MacNSeitz starting to get some bats going here. That'll improve the score 11-1 now. And bring up Brooks Carr. Swing and miss on a curveball. Ball high.
We did get this video of him running down first base.
And a call strike there. One-two count, 2 down. Swing and a miss. Brooks chasing that one up high, and hard to blame him. Well, I tell you what, an exciting 4th inning for our MacNSeitz crew there, with a 2-run home run by Paul McClenny, and then an RBI double by Tucker Lee. So a productive half inning and improving the score 11-1. Complete athlete, looking like they don't have quite that same energy that they need. But let's see if they can't get something going here in bottom of the 4th. You know, these guys putting in a lot of work, I'm sure, as all the teams out here competing do. And I got to imagine that playing up in Minnesota, you know, I have lived previously. I've traveled and lived in a number of different locations. Lived in Germany a couple of years, even Iraq for a year, and but we lived in Michigan for about 4 years. And I tell you what, man, trying to get any type of spring ball going in a place like that can be touch and go. Still snow on the ground in many places and locations. So this Minnesota team traveling south to try and
Hey, can you grab us another ball? We had one that was hit over the fence.
Yeah, feed that one back.
all right. So apologize, folks. Umpires coming up and looking for some more baseball after one left the field play. But again, you know, going back to this Minnesota team, you know, tough to get out there on the big open fields and get some practicing in, you know, in those northern climates where, you know, spring is a little bit farther off than it is down here. Really always wonder, you know, what the advantage is in places and locations like Texas and Florida, California, you know, where you're having just really pretty nice weather, you know, almost all year round. And at least weather where you can get outside and still get some practicing in even when it's a little bit chilly. So MacNSeitz does elect for a pitching change. Looks like we are bringing in number 15, Grant Kelly. So this will be Grant's first opportunity to hurl from the mound. And a swing and a miss, so a nice strong start right there. Ground ball right over to short. And Ryder Votaw makes a routine play look easy. So great pitch efficiency there. 2 pitches in and out. And Grant Kelly looking to make quick work of the complete athlete. And I apologize, folks. I'm sitting here looking at the complete athlete roster and trying to see what this young man's name is. Out at the plate. Okay, there we go. Number 17. That is their leadoff batter, or their top of the roster rather. So number 17, Mike Resendez. As he fouls that one back. So a couple fouls, and Grant Kelly doing a good job finding the zone and see what he can do here. Pitching from the stretch. Hard ground ball, this one right up the middle. Votaw dives down for it, but it gets through, and Resendez with the single. Ryder doing a great job covering a ton of ground there. Thought he had a possible play on it, but was not able to get the glove on it. And that's going to bring up number 9, Ben Slag, for complete athlete. Big swing and a miss. Ball getting away. So Slag, a big lefty. If I do recall, he had a nice hit here earlier in the game over there in the gap between right and center. Has another big swing and a miss right there, and now Grant Kelly enjoying an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss, and strikeout number 1 for Kelly. That'll be 2 down, and MacNSeitz continues to roll. I got to tell you, folks, man, the wind is starting to go and the temperature is definitely dropping. And a call strike there, a little back pick action, but no going there. Fly ball, right side, second baseman calling for it, and he drops it. So batter will reach on air. You know, I will say that the runner from first was going to second, and Austin Strength was coming up, had to kind of pause and run around him, keeping his eye on the ball. And wind starting to pick up, swirling a bit, and unable to come up with that third out. As a pitcher, that's one of those most frustrating things. And now the second errant throw going back to pitch. Got to get these boys to kind of dial it in and close things out here.
Let's go, MacNSeitz.
Ball missing inside. And now 2-0 count. Hard ball, this one over to Austin. And that'll be out number 3. So Austin able to redeem himself, and Grant Kelly with his first appearance out there on the hill this season, and that is Sally's Propane. So started as a family business back in 1981 and continued to be family owned and operated. They have a long history of supporting local youth athletics and continue that today here by supporting our MacNSeitz team. Sally's Propane serves over 4,000 customers in 4 counties. So if you have a need or a purpose for any propane, do me a favor. Would you check them out online? They'll get you taken care of. That's Sally's Propane. And thank you guys so much for your support on the team here. Makes a big difference in the tournaments that we can play and the training that we can do to prepare for those tournaments. So definitely our boys still looking pretty loose and feeling good. Lots of conversation going, and guys out of the dugout right now swinging and preparing. Looks like complete athlete. We'll change pitchers this half inning. Looks like they are going to go to number 9. That's that. I was going to say a big lefty, but he's a righty. So maybe he is just like my son, Tucker Lee, who happens to be a righty thrower and a lefty batter. And I bet that's the situation with number 9, Ben Slag. Leading us off here in the in this inning is going to be Evan Book, followed by Grant Kelly, and then that'll take us back around to the top of the lineup, followed by Reed Eckert. So Slag, not a big velocity guy, it appears. Somewhere in the high 50s, low 60s. And Evan Book steps into the box. Looking just a bit chilly, if you ask me. Slag pitching from the windup. And a ball high. Again, that wind beginning to swirl and bringing that temperature down. That front's been moving through, and big storms coming through late last night. Got Tucker Lee's grandmother's in town. My mother, Sherry, and my wife's mother, Becky, said that they were up all night listening to the storms. After our win yesterday, I slept just fine. Didn't hear a thing. So 4 pitches and 4 balls. And Evan will earn his way over to first base. That brings up Grant Kelly. And we'll see what Evan does over there on first base. Ball outside, that one coming in 60 miles an hour. And so of the pitching that we've seen today, most of it has all been kind of in that same vein. Although TJ Wrench was a little bit higher up on that velocity spectrum. I want to say mid to upper 60s. Struggling with his command early, although making it out into the second inning. And then a couple of changes since then. So I've seen A.J. Whiting so far, and then now Ben Slag. And a wild pitch. Evan Book will make his way down to second base. Now 2-1 count to Grant Kelly. So I mentioned it earlier, Grant with an injury over the winter time and one of his knees. But it looks like all the physical therapy and whatnot has done its work and done its job. So he's looking good here today. Did a great job in that last half inning out there on the bump with his first appearance this season. Ball in play. This one's over to third. Oh, no. Shoe fell off. And they were still able to get him. I don't know how that happened. Third baseman moves over, fields the ball cleanly, and then just as he's getting ready to make the throw, somehow loses a tire and bobbles a bit, but then still makes the throw. And Grant Kelly not screaming down the line by any means, but unfortunately, a nice stroke. It ends up in and out, and that's going to be out number 1. And that'll bring up number 8, Reed Eckert. I don't know if I've ever seen a guy lose a shoe like that. Catch goes up to get that ball and caroms off the glove. Ryder Votaw in the on-deck circle, waiting his turn. And strike call, 1-1. Ball down, and folks, I failed to call that out appropriately, but Grant Kelly with an RBI on there. So doing a good job getting that ball in play, and while he wasn't able to leg that one out, he did come up with an RBI there. Whew, now 3-1 count, and I'm starting to get chilly, folks. Ball 4 comes, and that'll put a runner on first base. I hope the folks enjoying the game from the cruise are enjoying warmer weather than us. Although, as I used to live in Germany, I would tell you this time of year in Germany, depending on where you're at, is still pretty cold. But sometimes the south of France. I had an occasion or two to head there, and beautiful weather along the beaches in Cannes. As my wife rolls her eyes, as that was an opportunity I had well before I met her. Now 2-0 count to Ryder. So 3 pitches, 3 balls, and Slag struggling with a little bit of control. Got to appreciate the complete athlete coaching staff here. They're not, sitting here hollering at kids and things like that. They're doing a good job of coaching, paying close attention, giving nods and supportive comments over to their team. And so, what I always say is that most of the coaching that you do happens in practice. When it comes to the games, yes, you got to take instruction and give out signs and things like that out on the base paths, but no reason to be hollering and screaming from a dugout. And so kudos to those guys doing a good job and working with their team. So we end up with another ball there, and now we got 2 runners on, second and first, and coaching staff want to take just a brief mound visit here to talk to Slag and probably give him some pointers trying to find that location. So just 1 down here, top of the 5th. Peterson takes that one high for ball number 1. Oh, and Reed on a delayed steal, but bad throw comes down, and he is able to advance. So runners now on second and third. Pass ball. Looks like there's going to be a play here at the plate. No throw in, but man, kind of a brutal looking slide by Eckert, and I bet that one probably didn't feel good. So Logan with nothing to swing at here early. I imagine he's got to be ready to swing at anything that's going to even be close. And nothing going there, so 4-0, he makes his way over to first base. That's going to bring up hot-hitting Jacob Larson to the plate. With runners on the corners and just one down. Score now 13-1. Larson takes the first pitch for a strike. So pitch steps off. Trying to keep the runner over there at first honest. Ball caroms off the glove of catch, and runner advances over to second, uncontested. Jacob Larson hitting so well here in that first tournament, really kind of carrying us through on some of the games that we did win. Going 2-1 on the April Fool's Blast with a big upset loss in the first round in bracket play. So obviously MacNSeitz performing well here in pool play yet again, and hoping that we can take some of this positive energy and performance over into tomorrow in bracket play. Ball outside, and that one gets by catch, but runners don't advance. No attempt anyhow. And you got Ryder Vota over there on third, one of the plus speed guys that we've got. Easily probably could have made a play for it, but I think with the margin where it's at right now, MacNSeitz kind of cooling their jets a little bit, not quite so aggressive. So called strike there on Larson, and I think he was pretty patient. I think he saw that ball very well. Swing and a miss, drop third strike. Throw goes down for the out, but Ryder Vota will come home, and that'll be 14-1 in favor of MacNSeitz. Well, that brings up big hitting Paul McClinney. And so funny for me to say that, hey, he wasn't seeing the ball well in that first tournament, but man, really couple of cranks here today with a 2 RBI double and then a 2 RBI home run, or a 2-run home run, I should say. So we'll see what he is able to do here. Ball low as catch tries to frame that one up, but no avail. Little off-speed pitch. And McClinney patiently waiting for anything in the zone. And ball 4, runners now on the corners. And that's going to bring up number 36, Austin Strength. Not sure what the pause in play here is about. Courtesy runner, okay. So Slag continuing to struggle, and Complete Athlete coaching staff continuing to reassure him, just trying to get through the rest of this game. Obviously, they've got to have some other pitchers on their roster, but again, there's a lot of strategy going into bracket play, and this game maybe not within reach, not looking to waste an arm. So we have reached, with the score being 14-1, Complete Athlete did draw that home advantage, and so we are in that mercy ruling type territory. If MacNSeitz is able to hold Complete Athlete, that would put us into run rule territory. But we've got to be coming up close on game time as well. Swing and a miss. And so now a 2-2 count. There are 2 down, and Complete Athlete looking to get out of this inning. Big swing and a miss. And that'll do it for us here in the 4th inning. So still some time left on the game clock here, and Complete Athlete obviously needing their last opportunity to try and make a go of it here. Looks like MacNSeitz will continue with Grant Kelly out there on the bump. And man, I got to tell you, that wind is really starting to cool things off. Well, as our boys take the field and get through their warm-ups, I'm going to take an opportunity here to talk about our last sponsor for the season. That is Reeve Roofing. I apologize. I had a little bit of a distraction out here on the field. And Reeve Roofing is a team sponsor for our boys and out on the field today. And they, of course, are for us all season long. You have to check these guys out. If you have any type of roofing needs, they're going to treat you like family and guide you through the insurance claim process. Myself, I just went through a roof replacement, and I got to tell you, man, that insurance claim process can be a beast. So to have a team like Reeve Roofing out there guiding you through that whole process really just, takes away all the hassles and stuff that you can have in getting a roof replacement. Now, those guys are able to do both residential and commercial, but check them out online. That's Reeve Roofing. That's REEVECON for Reeve, like Reeve Construction, but REEVECON.com. That's ReeveCon.com. So check those guys out. Want to give a huge shout out to them and thank you for supporting our MacNSeitz baseball team. Okay, warm-up's complete. And the Complete Athlete steps into the box. Swing and miss for strike 1. And Grant Kelly continuing to do a good job there. That's Tristan Morin at the plate for Complete Athlete. Pop up. This one is out of play. And Kelly will start the leadoff batter with an 0-2 count. Big swing and a miss, and that's going to be another strikeout for Grant Kelly, number 2 on the day. So got to hand it to Complete Athlete. They are still swinging the lumber and trying to get back into this game. Paul with a nice glove right there on a ball down in the dirt. Swing and a miss. Now a 1-1 count. So MacNSeitz just 2 outs away from winning their second game here in the Great 8. And Grant Kelly puts one on the hip. As 0-0, that's Troy Bowman making his way down to first. That'll bring up Nate Bradley to the plate. And complete game, showing a little bit of life here late. Runner goes, throw goes down, and he is up safe. And a wild pitch. Runner does advance. And now a 2-0 count to Bradley with a runner in scoring position. And 3 pitches, 3 balls. Grant Kelly looking to battle back. And a back pick out there at third, and they call him out. So Paul McClinney on him. That runner on third getting a little too far down the line, and Paul identifying that, snaps it down to Jacob Larson, who puts the tag on. And Complete Athlete not overly happy and ecstatic about that call, as you might imagine. So another walk. We've got 2 down, and Coach Brady calling a quick timeout to just talk about a couple of things on that pitching delivery for Grant Kelly. So a real quick visit. Back in the dugout already. Ooh, nice throw, perfect spot. Just not quite in time. So a good jump by Bradley over there, who makes his way over to second. Got Mason Koski up at the plate, as he fouls this one down the left side, out of play. That's a balk. So I don't know if Grant just lost his foot positioning there or what, but he started, lifted that lead foot, and then came back down, did not deliver the pitch, and so the runner is advanced over to third. Pop fly. This one's back, and that's hauled in for out number 3. That is going to do it for us here today at Capital Federal Sports Complex in Liberty, Missouri at the Great 8 USSSA tournament. Hats off to Complete Athlete. Looks like they're a well-coached squad and not able to come up with the runs needed. But MacNSeitz pouring it on, doing well out at the plate. Paul McClinney of note with a 2-run home run to kind of get things really rocking and rolling and put things over the top. Boys will meet here in the middle for some good sportsmanship, and MacNSeitz wins another one, going now 4-1 on the season so far, and 2-0 here in the Grade 8. So we will see you guys tomorrow in bracket play. The bracket play seeding won't be complete until later this evening. As that comes across, we'll throw that out on our Twitter, Facebook accounts, letting everybody know when to tune in. Thank you guys for joining us here online, YouTube and or Twitter. And if you have been watching us, please do me a favor, give us a like, and leave a comment. We appreciate any of the feedback that you guys can give. So we're going to wish Complete Athlete good luck in the rest of the tournament, and hope that our MacNSeitz boys will perform well tomorrow in bracket play. So once again, thanks so much. Great performance by all. And we'll see you tomorrow.